Hello everyone, welcome back to our new video. In today's episode we will be visiting the British Museum. We're currently outside in the restaurant area around the museum, and this is the museum itself. The museum was established in 1753 and was largely initially based on the collections of the Anglo-Irish physician and scientist Sir Hans Sloane. It first opened to the public in 1759. Over the next 250 years, the museum expanded its collection into human history, art, and culture, and is now a public museum open for visitors to anyone. We are now about to enter the museum. The museum is free for any visitors, but they do suggest a donation. Some stairs with lions on either side. In 2020, 1.3 million people visited the museum. It is located in the Bloomsbury area of central London. This is the main foyer where the information stand was present. Inan, Mahrin and myself had to walk quite some distance, that's why we were all a bit tired. This is the line of Knidos. Mama, of course, was with us, and she was filming this. This is a museum bookshop. This was around the gift shop where there were many different items sold, including bags, stationery, t-shirts, face masks, and maps, of course. There were books from all over the world. This is a stand of fridge magnets. The museum is split into many exhibitions, and we are now entering the first one. The Collect in the World gallery celebrates the collectors who helped to shape the museum. It tells a story of human cultural achievement through a collection of collections. This room celebrates some of the collectors who in different ways have shaped the museum over 4 centuries, along with the individuals and organizations who continue to shape its future. This is a knuckleborn player depicting a young girl, possibly a nymph of Artemis, playing with knucklebones from 150 AD or CE. This is Vishnu standing on a lotus. He is considered one of the great Hindu gods and regarded as a protector and preserver of the universe. We are now entering the Waddesdon Bequest. The Waddesdon Bequest is a collection of nearly 300 objects left to the museum in 1898 by Baron Ferdinand Rothschild. It consists of exceptionally important medieval and Renaissance pieces, as well as a number of 19th century fakes. Together, they paint a fantastic picture of the development of the art market in the late 19th century. The collection itself takes its name from Baron Ferdinand's Buckinghamshire mansion, Waddesdon Manor, where it was displayed in a specially designed setting, the new smoking room. In the museum, this is only one room of his whole mansion. It highlights the incredible art collection he collected throughout the 19th century, and weapons as well. We are now entering the Enlightenment Room. The Enlightenment is the name given to a period of discovery and learning that flourished among Europeans and Americans from about 1680 to 1820, changing the way they viewed the world. This is a statue of Hercules. This period of time is also where Britain became a global power and grew wealthy. A significant part of the wealth came from Britain's colonial empire and its active involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. The person on the right is Martin Fox, and the person on the left is Sir Robert Bruce Cotton. Both of them were collectors of art pieces and books. Housed in the oldest room in the present museum, originally designed to house King George III's library, this diverse permanent exhibition shows how British people understood the world at this time through their collections. The displays convey a sense of how objects were organized and displayed during the 18th century. Sir Hans Sloane's collection, with several additional libraries and collections, became the foundation of the British Museum. While entitlement thinking and collections provide the foundations for much of our present understanding of the history of human cultural achievement, they also tended to tell that story from a predominantly European perspective. This period and its legacies are now increasingly being reassessed from a range of critical perspectives. Inan and Mahrin are relaxing for a little bit. We are now back at the Great Court, and you can see a totem pole carved of wood from British Columbia, Canada in 1850. The statue on the right is a marble statue of youth on horseback. On the wall you can see the sponsors of the museum who help keep it running and open. The mama took a sneaky video from the distance. The museum has 3 floors, a ground floor, upper floor and lower floor. We're currently going to the upper floor. We're now entering the Department of Asia, which covers a vast area of Central, East, South, Southeast Asia and Siberia. We are now in the room called Mesopotamia. The word Mesopotamia comes from the ancient words Meso, which means middle, and Potamos, which means river or stream. Mesopotamia is the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Taking advantage of its location between the rivers, Mesopotamia saw small agricultural settlements develop into large cities. We are now entering the Islamic world. The British Museum's Islamic collection comprises of a broad and diverse spectrum of the material culture produced from the 7th century to the present day in the Islamic world. A series of regions stretching from West Africa to Southeast Asia. Of over 100,000 objects from the 7th century to the present day, the collection has grown over 2.5 centuries through generous donations by individual collectors, curators, organizations, archaeological excavations, anthropological field researchers, and acquisitions. The Al-Bukhari Foundation Gallery of the Islamic World was made possible through the donation from the Al-Bukhari Foundation. There are so many incredible objects here. We are now entering the Medieval Europe Gallery, which showcases many of the world's greatest medieval treasures. British, European and Byzantine objects tell the story of a period of great change when territorial wars and political turmoil shaped the continent of Europe. The ritual and protocol of the royal court is explored, as well as the cultural, intellectual and political exchange brought about by travel, trade and pilgrimage. We have now entered the Roman Empire. The gallery comprises the rise of Rome from a small town to an imperial capital that controlled the Mediterranean basin and northwestern Europe and the Near East, extending from Scotland to Syria. The gallery covers a period of about 1,000 years from Rome's legendary foundation, when the Emperor Constantine founded this new Christian capital at Constantinople, now known as Istanbul. Here we're now traveling back through 3,000 years of Egyptian history and objects in this gallery represent 3 millennia of pharaonic history. The displays have evolved with the field of Egyptology itself. Placed in temples and tombs, the statues and wall images were meant as vehicles for the spirits of deities, kings, and privileged officials. This is a statue of the Egyptian king Sobekemsaf. Modern Egyptology began with a French scientific expedition accompanying Napoleon's invasion of Egypt in 1798. After the British defeated the French, they took some of their most important findings, including the Rosetta Stone and the sarcophagus of the last Egyptian pharaoh, both which are displayed in this gallery. Later, the British Consul General Henry Salt received permission from Egypt's governor Muhammad Ali to collect antiques, many of which were acquired by the British Museum. He employed excavators such as Giovanni Bellonzi to remove sculptures, including the colossal bust of Ramesses II. Later acquisitions came from increasingly from well-documented archaeological excavations. We are now nearing the end of our tour. We hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications. If you want to see more videos, please let us know of any suggestions. Thank you all for watching.